Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, traders. Steve here at Logic FX Trading, and welcome to our trading room summary on Wednesday, the 13th of May 2020. Okay, guys, listen. What I've been saying recently was that the stock markets have gone too high. We need some sort of correction. I don't know whether it's going to come right back down to the bottom, whether we're going to get a bear market or not, guys. But certainly I wouldn't be trying to trade them long, and that's what I've been saying recently. And of course, the danger with saying that is that they just keep going long, and then you look like a muppet. But at the end of the day, this is about where the high probability situations are, and going long isn't highly probable for me at the moment. We've come up, even if you just take it technically, guys, they've come up, but potentially a double top. We're looking for this to come down and then go long. It doesn't have to do that, but I certainly wouldn't be looking to trade those long until we got some sort of correction in here. Now, what you could look for is what we've drawn there. Let's just zoom in a little bit on this, guys. Don't want to take too much off. What you could look for is a little, looks like an ending diagonal there. You've had a drop from it, guys. Little zigzag, and now it's moving up out of there, but that could turn into be something that looks a bit more like this, which is either a bullish flag or it could be a leading diagonal, guys, which then ends up dropping down through there. I'm not going to give you a target for down there because we don't know that that's going to happen yet, but given the probability or the possibility of that, I wouldn't be trying to trade this long at this juncture, guys. And you've got to remember that trading is as much about not taking the wrong trade as it is about taking the right trade. It's like sport in let's say football, for example. You need a defense and you need an attack. If your defense is no good, doesn't matter how good your attack is, because you're always going to be struggling to try and score more goals than the other lot. So if you're getting an awful lot of trades wrong, maybe it's just because you're not being cautious enough at the right time, guys. Yet again, the Aussie, we did say going back over the week that we would get from here, we said a possible push up and then a drop. That's what we've had today. It's pushing on up. There's a sentiment come out in this Australia. Sorry, guys, let me go and quickly look at that. Well, let's see what it was. You'll not be able to see what I can see here. Oh yeah, Westpac Consumer Confidence Index, previous 75.6, actual 88.1. So consumer confidence is quite high in Australia at the moment. They didn't get badly hit by coronavirus the way that a lot of the rest of the Western countries have. But nonetheless, if the rest of the world drops, Australia will drop with it. Now, Australia is very much linked to China. So that little push up there in China is being amplified by what we're seeing in Australia. But I still wouldn't be trying to trade that long from there, guys. This is possibly going to be a drop. They generally all move in the same direction at the same time, folks. Nikkei, that's not a particularly good chart we have for Nikkei. So I don't know if this is real or not. So let's just leave that one. German, we were looking for this. And so far that's what we have. Let me clean it up again for you. Sorry, guys, I do these immediately after I've been talking in the, recording in the trading room. So, yet again, from back here, we were looking for a drop at least into there, and possibly it could be the start of a bearish wave, given that this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Now, that could be it. But I suspect it isn't. I suspect there's more downside to it, guys. That's the German. And this is what I said yesterday, guys. I said these will drop yesterday. I didn't say it definitively, because it's very hard to be definitive in trading. It's actually foolish to be definitive in trading. But what we said yet again yesterday, our alarm was there. We were up here somewhere, and I said impulse A, B, C, zigzag. we should get a drawdown at least to the previous low, and possibly just a quick measure. Oops. Let's just get rid of that. We don't need that line anymore. And possibly something along those lines. So there could be a drawdown. The danger, of course, is we've come into that level which is held recently over the last month or so. We'll just have to see. This wouldn't be a great place to try and trade it short, but if you're already in a short, I would possibly leave it on. UK. The UK didn't drop as much yesterday. The Chancellor in the UK extended the furlough program, which obviously was a good boost for UK firms, so it didn't drop as much. But remember, guys, if the Dow Jones drops, if the S&P drops, you will see the rest of them drop as well. So potentially a drop, maybe down into that area, but it could be the start of a bearish trend. There are a lot of people who say, including the Bank of America, by the way, sorry, didn't mean to flip that over, including the Bank of America, who say that this is a correction of that and not a bullish move, and we're going to get at least that and possibly further down. Listen, we could all be wrong, guys, but I doubt it. I think we're going to get a drawdown on this. All of them, I mean. I'm not just talking about the UK index. Nasdaq, nice move down yesterday. There's the alarm. I must have reset that, guys, because that definitely had gone off yesterday. And then we started to get a recovery. Is it a bearish flag, folks? That's what we need to know next. Is this a bearish flag? S&P isn't open at the moment, folks, on TradingView. Usually they have up their market closed, but they've changed that because the market actually isn't closed. They're just not giving us the information because they want you to pay extra for it. I already pay them too much money, so I'm not paying them extra for this. But I did say yesterday, I drew this out for you yesterday, guys. We have other charts in the trading room that we look at that are much more accurate than these. That's why we don't pay extra for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's an impulse. You don't even need to count them. And then we had this was a 5 up. When you have more information, you can see it. That was a 3 down. This was a 5 up. So it's an impulse, zigzag, drop. Now at the moment, this is putting in a little move like that, but it could be another little bearish flag on the lower time scale before it drops again. Where could it drop to? Well, it may just drop to the bottom of a channel, but it could be the start of the next move down if that's going to happen. Now, we don't know if that's going to happen, guys, but if it does happen, this would be a very, very good place to think about getting short rather than long. Now, the other side of it is that this could start to just continue to do that, continue to be overpriced. No one's saying that that can't happen, but the probability of that happening to me is less than the probability of it dropping away. Therefore, that's the direction I'll be looking in. I'm in this trade, not this one, sorry, the next one, Dow Jones. Let's have a look at the Dow Jones. Dow Jones, I'm in this trade. Sorry, let me just clean this for you. Should really clean these before we start to record, but sometimes it's good to see what we've been talking about because it also reminds me of what I've been saying, guys. This was the situation yesterday. Yet again, this one's a little bit more clear, a little clearer. 1, 2, 3, possibly a little running flat in there. 4, 5, A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's also a 5 in there if you look at a decent chart on it. And then yesterday I said, listen guys, it's not definite, but I suspect we're going to get a drop. This has dropped a little bit further than that. It's actually come down to give us a double bottom there, near enough. And at the minute we're getting a little pullback off it. Now that pullback could end up doing that, guys, but it could just be another little bearish flag before a drop. That's what I'm keeping an eye on. I'm already in it. I'll get in it from over here, because at that stage I thought with it a drop A, B, C, and we're going to drop again here. So I got short in there somewhere, rode through that. Fortunately my stop loss wasn't there. I had a stop loss up there somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it was. I did get very close to it, I must admit. Came back down, got back to zero, thought about closing it, but the fundamentals still said to me that this needs to fall. And now I've had to, for another week, ride through all of this, and now I've got back close to zero again. I'm not closing it, guys. I'm looking for this to drop further. Now, I could be wrong, but just keep this in mind. When you're looking through, whether it's the yen, whether it's the dollar, whether it's the Swiss, if this drops, they will strengthen up. So be very careful of trading any of those short today. Now, the dollar looks like it wants to do that, but if that stock market or those stock markets drop, the dollar will strengthen up, guys. I'm not saying it's going up there somewhere, but it will stay certainly up in here within this range. It doesn't have to happen today, but do keep an eye on it. And then it's the same with the yen. The yen's got a little bit of a pushback at the minute, folks. If the stock markets drop, this will continue on up. So be very, I'm actually expecting the yen to drop, guys. But if the stock markets drop, then the yen will go in the opposite direction. So what I've said to my traders today is just be careful of taking the yen, the Swiss, or even the dollar short today. So you know, what's an example of that? Well, if you look at, say, CAD Swiss, I was looking to trade this long, but I said, okay, not today, folks, because if something goes wrong today, this could end up running short like that. But if the stock market continues to climb, then maybe tomorrow it's pushed on up a little bit, we look for a bearish flag, and then we trade it up. That's just one example of what I'm saying there, guys. Let's have a quick look at oil for you. I think it's just running horizontal. Yeah, it's just running horizontal. If any of you have been watching me over the last few weeks, I did say that I would expect oil to just run in this area. Mentioned it yesterday as well, by the way. Can it go up there? Yes, it can, but we would have to see the world economy really starting to take off and the glut being used up before that would start to move up, folks. Okay, that'll do for today. Speak to you all again tomorrow. Remember, you can subscribe, and you can follow me on TradingView as well, and you can find me on YouTube, etc., etc., etc. Bye for now.